you doing?
Whoa. I'm good. I'm good.
I want to take the words off you though, so I want to be able to see your face. People like to be reading the thing when it scroll up, but then I won't be able to see but one side of you. Is that all right?
That's fine with me.
How you doing? Good evening.
Good evening, darling. Good evening.
Thank you for coming. I was trying to listen to as much of the book as I could, so I could ask you questions about things that happened in your life. And one of the questions that I had was, why the black unicorn? And what I really wanted to ask was, why are you calling it the last black unicorn? Because it's like you were saying you was being called that at first because they thought you had the answer, that was a horn, but it turned out to be a wart. You got rid of that, and now you weren't the unicorn anymore. So are you saying no more black unicorn, or are you the black unicorn?
I'm saying I am claiming those things that the bully said, and I'm making money off of it.
That's perfect. That's awesome. So,
that's what I'm saying.
Have you turned down any roles that you regret?
No.
No?
No.
No? Okay. So, you said you weren't able to read until high school. I mean, you are a marvel to me that you're accomplishing all these great things, and you had so many struggles that you got through. And one of them is the reading thing. So if you started reading in high school, how difficult was it to learn in high school?
It was hard. It was hard, but I'm a fast learner. And once it felt like somebody like actually cared and was like supporting and guiding me. I mean, I had a really great drama teacher who figured out I wasn't really reading, and she got into it, and it made a difference. When you pay attention to our children, I think that's why it's so important. So I'm doing Kids Say the Darndest Things, letting them speak, ask them questions and letting them speak, letting them be heard. And I think it's so important to do that with our children. I mean, because if my drama teacher didn't do it with me, I wouldn't be here today, sitting there, in front of all these trophies.
Whoa. Look at them. I love it. I'm just, where are you going to put the Academy Award? Where's that one going?
In the new house.
So I saw that you also presented at the Academy Awards with Miss Rudolph.
Yes, with Maya.
So did you ever imagine that you would get to hear? Did you ever think this far ahead? You did?
Yeah.
Yeah. So do you have a vision board?
I used to do vision boards. I'm more so like write things down, do lists. Mm-hmm. But I do have a vision board, and it's funny. And it's probably about 7 or 8 years old. I was looking at it the other day. I found it, and all those things have been accomplished.
So all of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. I mean, my friend, who is also my partner as far as production, Malika Blessing, wanted you to know that you're on her vision board. That one day she's got to work with you, and that's on her vision board. And while we doing the shout outs, Rosalind Ray, who's an attorney of mine, says Bridget is a friend of yours. Bridget Michael Levert.
Yes.
She just wants to send love to her and you. She works with you. Bridget works with you.
Not now, not anymore. Bridget's doing her own thing now.
Yay. So what haven't you accomplished that you want to? Because I think you're like a medium.
I don't own a studio yet. I don't own a studio and a grocery store that is not owned by me, maybe curated by me, but owned by the community. I want a co-op grocery store.
So people be able to have a nice grocery store in their neighborhood where they can get fresh fruits and vegetables, and as opposed to having to go to somebody else to get it.
Exactly.
So tell me about this green thumb. What do you grow?
I grow bell peppers. I got onions, artichoke. My artichoke is doing really good right now. Rosemary, thyme, oregano, basil, cabbage. I just took the last of the cabbage though. Collard greens, kale, celery, okra. I'm excited about the okra. That's gonna be good. Strawberries. And the mint is trying to take over things, but I refuse. I rebuke the mint. I use it every day.
The what?
Mint.
The mint?
Yeah.
So that's the weed mint that comes up and tries to smuggle the plants?
Yeah, it's not a weed though. I mean, it's peppermint, but Mint is just, it can take over everything if you don't keep it under control.
Oh, it'll spread across the yard. So you're doing this at your house in LA?
Yeah.
And all of that stuff is in that backyard? Because I think the David Letterman thing, you went into your backyard, right?
Yeah.
So that's the backyard where all those different vegetables are?
Yeah.
Huh. I didn't think that yard was big enough for all those vegetables.
Fuck you. My yard is big enough.
No, it was a nice size yard, but you just named 18 vegetables.
No, I didn't name 18 vegetables.
How many? Like 14? You named a whole bunch of vegetables.
And I got pots too.
Okay.
Do you want to see it?
Yes.
Pay me.
I want to see it because I imagine rows and rows like we want to start doing.
No, you don't have to do rows and rows. You can do like patches, portions.
Right.
Yeah, and then I also have planter boxes, the She Ready planter boxes, and you can put like 4 or 5 different vegetables in there.
So have you seen people put them in drawers, in like a drawer of a dresser?
I've seen that.
Huh. Okay. All right.
I've seen people grow stuff out of toilets.
What?
Yeah, flowers and all that growing, spilling out of old
Maybe
toilet.
flowers. I'm not trying to eat no vegetables out the toilet, though. I don't.
Yeah, shit. You'd be surprised what they put in these vegetables on these farms. You might be eating out of a toilet.
So what advice would you give to the 5-year-old you? Especially since now you're talking to the kids, which is a great show. I mean, I'm old enough to remember when Art Linkletter was doing this show. So I've seen all the different hosts do it. And so you're talking to the really young ones. What would you say to the 5-year-old you?
The 5-year-old me?
Yeah.
I would probably tell the 5-year-old me, be nice to your sisters and brothers and learn how to read. Okay. The sooner the better. The sooner the better.
So reading is super important.
It's super important. Very important, especially right now.
And see, I make a point of reading to the kids every Thursday on Instagram at 11 o'clock because I really think it's important, not just that we read to them, but we encourage kids to read to their parent because it connects them with their parent as they're doing the adventure. So I'm blown away by that. Yikes. Okay. Yeah. So someone said, I'd have to ask you the question, can comedy be learned? Or do you have to be born with it?
Yeah. I think comedy can be learned, but to be really great at it, it has to be something that you're born with. That's kind of natural. But I think it can be learned. I've seen people learn it.
I mean, I be trying to teach the class, and most of those folks feel like they can get it, but there's some people, and I be like, damn, I don't think you gonna ever get this shit.
But that's true. But somebody think they funny if they getting booked, So it's working somewhere if they getting booked. I mean, if they not getting booked, then maybe it's a time to sit down. Maybe they more of an observer of comedy as opposed to an actual performer. Or maybe they need to learn how to play the straight man, because you can even do that in stand-up, playing the straight.
Yeah, and be the straight guy. And when I met you, it was at the Townhouse. And we used to be holding comedy in the back, and I think you was doing karaoke in the front.
That's right. Yeah.
And then you would come back and jump on the stage and do a few minutes. And even then, you had the energy. How old were you around then?
Like 20. I was coming in there on a fake ID. I was like 20, 19, maybe 21. 2021.
So had you already done the Laugh Factory?
Because I started hanging out with that dude. What's the dude that owned the place? Frazier.
Remember
Frazier?
Yes, I remember Frazier. Frazier was a wild dude. Frazier was a wild dude. He owned it for a long time.
He taught me a lot about properties and stuff and like owning businesses.
So had you done the camp yet? The Laugh Factory?
Yeah, I had did the comedy camp when I was like 15.
Oh, really?
15, 16, yeah.
So what was that like? Because I had never heard of it until you mentioned it. I didn't know it even existed.
Really?
Does it
exist? Fun. It was like, it still exists. It didn't happen this past year because of COVID, but it still exists. A bunch of kids go, like 10 to maybe 15, sometimes 20 kids. Go to the Laugh Factory on Saturdays. Comedians will come in and mentor. The kids will get on stage. You get about 3 to 5 minutes to tell a funny story or some jokes. And then the comics that are there will give like advice, punch ups, give you tips on stage presence and things like that. Show you how to construct the joke, all those things.
And then you would come back the next week or so and try to
Yeah,
do it
you do it
again.
every Saturday. It's like 8 Saturdays. It's like for 2 months for the summer.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
And then yeah.
So what did you get out of that besides just being funny? What life things did you learn?
Oh, well, I learned communication skills, confidence, stage presence. I learned that all men aren't bad. You know, it's the first time a man
Good.
told me I was beautiful and I didn't think something bad was going to happen. Felt safe. Felt like I
So
was in a safe place.
have you always thought that you were beautiful?
Have you always thought that you were beautiful?
I think, yeah. I always thought I was fly, you know. Other people didn't think it, but I always thought it. So I always try to fix myself up and act like I was the shit.
Well, I didn't always think it. No, I didn't always think it.
But do you
It
know it
took some
now?
time.
But you know it now?
Yeah, I'm fine as hell.
You
Even if I
fine as
did
hell.
smoke some weed.
No, you. I'm loving your wardrobe. I'm loving these gowns and dresses that you're wearing. I mean,
Thank you. That's all Law Roach.
Oh, La Roche.
Yeah, Law Roach is my stylist, and he comes with all the different gowns and whatnots. He
His
tries
name is
them on, and I pick my favorite, and then he tells me what I should be wearing.
what? But yeah, so you killing the game with that. I am loving that.
Thank you.
So do you want to do drama as well?
I have done dramas, and I'll do some more dramas and some more comedies. Yeah.
But what's your ultimate performance thing you'd like to do? Because I know you'd like to own the studio.
Stand-up comedy.
Stand-up comedy.
That's what I love. I don't even like it. I love it.
I love it too. It really
Yeah.
is. It is a sustainer. It really does.
Yeah.
And it makes you feel good, don't it?
That's what it is. I don't know about the sustaining, but it does make me feel great. Feels good to share.
Did you find out who broke your device?
No, I still have not found out who broke it. But I got new ones, so I'm good.
Yeah. Is that a dog? I hear something shake like a dog's leash.
Yeah.
What kind of dog?
That's a big dog. A big old dog.
That's a nigga, ain't it? It's a nigga.
No, it ain't no nigga. It's a dog. It's a big ass dog.
What kind of dog? Let me see.
No.
Why?
Because it's not the interview with the dog, it's the interview with me.
Oh, but that's part of you, ain't it? Your animal?
No, I didn't give birth to this dog. This dog is lucky. This dog lucky is here.
You have brothers and sisters?
Yeah, I got 2 sisters and 2 brothers.
What do they do? Are they in the
shoot. One's a cosmetologist, the other one is a teacher, and the other one living off of me, and the other one doing security stuff.
So, I'm gonna talk to you about Bad Trip in a minute.
Okay.
Girl Trip is the thing that really broke you out, and made everybody in the world know who you are. White folks even knew who you were because of that. Was once you cross that barrier, then you start signing the big checks and getting the free clothes and shit. So, how did you get that job?
It took a long time for them free clothes. When did free clothes start? Free clothes started. It took a long time for that.
Really?
But what?
How did you get that role? How did you?
Oh man, I did a movie called Keanu, and I did that in 2015. And a lot of the crew that worked on Keanu was working on Girls Trip, and they got the script. And they started coming in like emails and phone calls, like about 8 of them, talking about, man, I read this script. This is you. Don't tell them you got it from me, but this is you. You need to get an audition for this part. This is you. This is what we did last summer. So I, told my agent, and then my agent was like, oh, sorry, Tiffany. They only want to see names. I said, well, you tell them that I got a name, and it's Tiffany motherfucking Haddish. And it's been established since 1979.
Wow.
So they got me a pre-read, and I did good in that. Then I had to come and do the reading with the casting director. Then I did a reading with the director. Then they had me come back in. One where they did me on camera for the director. Then I came in with the director. And then like 4 days before they started shooting, it was maybe 4 or 5 days before they started shooting, they told me I had the part.
Wow. Wow. So of course it's your favorite part so far or no?
It's the most fun I've had in a role. The most fun on any movie set. Yes.
So how much of it was scripted? How much did they just let you do? Did you ad lib?
Every take, I would do what they wrote, and then I would get well, like not every take, but every scene, I would do what they wrote, and then they would let me play a little bit.
Okay.
So like on like 2 or 3 takes, then it started getting to be like more takes where I got to play and less takes but we always did what they wrote at least once. And then I did what I wanted. And that ended up being like a good chunk of my role.
Was the grapefruit scene written in originally?
That was written in originally. When I saw that in the script, I was like, oh yeah, I'm going to get this job. I know how to do that.
Okay. So Bad Trip, which I really like. I've been trying to call the star of that. I called him once and he texted me back and said, hey, Michael, I was in a meeting. I haven't caught up with him yet, but I really want to.
I know he's shooting a movie right now.
Oh, Eric Andre, right?
Yes.
Eric Andre and you, and of course, Rail, who I came up with doing comedy in Chicago. Rail is great, Do you know Damon Williams, the comedian out of Chicago?
Yes, I know Damon very well.
You know Damon very well? Okay,
yeah, good. I know him.
I'm going to work with him this week. Guy. He is really, really awesome. So how did that come about? How did Bad Trip come about?
Rail had called me and told me that Rail called me, told me that it was their first day of shooting, and Eric Andre almost got them killed. And he tells me the story about how they was doing the thing with the Chinese finger traps.
Right.
And how they went into a barbershop and the dude was chasing them with the knife and stuff. And he thought they was going to get killed. And he was cussing and carrying on. He was mad. And I was laughing my ass off. And I was like, man, that sounded like a lot of fun. And he was like, it was not fun. Everything. I got him to laugh and calmed him down. I was like, just stick with it. Don't give up, bro. Like, that's just one day. Tell him what you're willing to do and what you're not willing to do. And then, so freaking funny. Right after that, I hung up with him and I called Eric Andre and I was like, yo, y'all heard y'all almost got killed. And he tells me the story too. And I start busting up laughing. I said, well, let me know if you need anything. If you need me for anything in the movie, I'm down. And then like maybe 4 days later, he's like, can you play Trina? And I was like, yeah, but you going. And then when he told me how much money it was, I was like, your girl gonna need a producer credit because
wow.
But it was really fun and it was super worth it. It was such a good time.
It's hilarious.
So I love working with my friends. When I can work with my friends, my real ones, I'm like, this is a blast.
Was Trina written in already though? Was that part written?
Yeah, Trina was a character already, but they hadn't found someone that they thought could pull it off.
I mean, I really liked seeing you in that role. I love seeing you as a gangster. When you walked out of a place where your car was moved from and you smacked that damn bucket off the counter, that shit was crazy. But my favorite scene has to be the gorilla. The gorilla.
Yeah, the gorilla, I was like, oh, he crossing the line with this one. I kept trying to figure out how to get all them black women to go to the zoo without their kids.
How did they do that?
He said they went to a church. They had offered free tickets to a church.
Wow. The faces on people when they watch this, and I don't know how many of you folks have seen Bad Trip. It's so good because nobody knows what the hell is going on except the actors. Everybody else is surprised as hell at everything that happens. And imagine being surprised when it's outlandish. And I mean, stuff is outlandish that they do in there, and I'm like, wow. So I love that. I love that movie. What's your favorite scene in that movie?
My favorite scene in that movie, I love when we went into that restaurant and I was like, interrogating people in the restaurant to figure out if they knew who my brother was and passing out all the things. That's my favorite scene.
And a little short lady.
I really didn't want to go in there because I really thought them people would recognize me. I mean, we was in Atlanta. I'm like, it's a lot of black people in there. They're going to know it's me. But they did not know it was me. They had no clue.
I couldn't understand that, though.
Like
I couldn't understand why more people didn't
when we
recognize you.
finished, like when we had finished running it, when we like bled it for everything we could get it for and everything.
Right.
And we're like, you've been pranked. This is a prank movie. And this is Eric Andre. And this is Little Roy Harvey. And this is Tiffany Haddish. And that lady gonna say, I thought you might have been Tiffany Haddish, but Tiffany Haddish don't have tattoos like that. She don't act like that. Like I just did not know. I was her hair don't look like that.
So was this the short woman who kept on saying everything? She like, oh, I told you, I know what she looked
The
like.
snitch, yeah.
She was a snitch. she was so great.
She was super great. And it was like, you talking too much.
You said if you could have dinner, you'd name 3 people, and you said Oprah Winfrey, Michelle Obama, and Jesus Christ.
I said that.
Yeah.
I feel like I would have said, I mean, that's a good dinner, but I feel like I would have said Bill Cosby and Richard Pryor and Jesus Christ. Because I just want to hear Bill Cosby's jailhouse stories, but then I want to hear Richard Pryor making fun of Bill Cosby for going to jail. Then I want to hear Jesus tell us what really happened.
So, have you met Bill Cosby?
Never. Have you?
No. Yeah. I met him one time in an event that we did at the Kennedy Center in New York. And so I met him. He was very royal. You know, it was like everybody came near him like he was the king. People didn't want to look him in the eye. They sort of talked to him really, you know, like he was this
really
thing, this great entity. You know, he's a great comedian, though. No question that he's a great comedian, especially out clean comedians. He's probably one of the best, you know.
Right.
I found him more interesting than anything else, and he was actually hosting it. Yeah, he was hosting. It was pretty interesting. But I only met Richard Pryor once, but he wasn't in a state. He was already in a bad state. He was in a wheelchair, and so I couldn't like.
That's why I met him in a wheelchair too.
Yeah, at the Comedy Store. I mean, I would have loved to see him stand on 2 feet talking shit. I would have loved to exchange crack stories with him and tell me something, man. He tell me something he is, you know. You know, I think the truth is the funniest shit in the world.
Yes.
You know, and if you could take that and be able to connect with people, because I just think 85% of the people that you're talking to on stage been through the same shit you've been through, you know? And if you tell them about it, they can remember, oh shit, I remember when I did that shit. You know, when I did that. Like I was trying to go buy crack one day on a dark street. And it was a surprise for my ass I never expected. It was a dark street in a dark city. And I walked up to the brother and he was ready to give me this dope. And he reached in his pocket. I thought he was going for a gun. So I played like I had a gun. So I put my hand in like I had a gun. This motherfucker pulled out a gun for real, okay? He's like, motherfucker, what you doing? I was like, dude, I was just scared. He's like, get your bitch ass out of here. I ain't get the dope or nothing. It was a terrible fucking night. But it's one of those stories that I'll always remember.
You still had your money.
I still had my money. That's true. He didn't get it. That's what I wanted to ask you earlier too. How do you keep it so positive all the time? I mean,
because I be negative when I take a shower. That's why I go cuss, talk shit about everybody, by my motherfucking self.
So you do have the outlet.
No, I'm not positive. I'm not positive all the time. I do try to find the bright side of things. I try my best, but I'm not like positive all the time. I'm a human.
Okay, so I haven't seen you not positive. Is all I'm
really?
Saying. Yeah.
Because you saw the thing about the Oculus guy, because I was pretty upset about that.
I thought you were joking.
No, I was fucking pissed, bro.
So how can somebody break it? I love the Oculus, and you can go. Have you done one with the circus, where you sitting in a circus and you can see all around and aerial flyers and?
No, I haven't done the circus one. No, I haven't done that. I do this dance one, and I do supernatural. That's my shit right there. The supernatural.
Okay.
Because it's like you a samurai in a beautiful land. You know, and then you can meditate like in Machu Picchu. It's the shit. I love it.
It's great. It's mind blowing to do that. It's expensive though. The set though, is yours connected to a computer or not?
No, but I think you can connect yours to the computer if you want to, and you can mirror it to your TV so people can see what you're seeing. But it's it's only like $300 or $500, right? It's $300 to $500.
About $500 for the glasses, But then that's just the glasses. But if you get the computer, it really is next level shit.
Oh wait, there's a computer. There's an actual computer that go with it.
Yeah,
I don't got that.
Like a Macintosh computer. If you connect it to that,
I can get up to my Apple, but I don't know about it coming with a computer. I mean, they just sent me another. Look, I got this one. I think it's like $300.
Okay. So you're not putting a disc in it. You put the phone on the front of it.
No, you don't put the phone on it or nothing. Look,
so how do you
the other one? So it comes in a case like this.
Okay.
This is the supernatural one. The supernatural people sent it to me because they felt really bad for me. Okay. And I had already bought another pair, right? So.
And so it's called Supernatural, the company?
No, that's the app.
Okay.
That's the app.
The app is Supernatural, not Oculus.
Now Oculus is the device where it works the app, and you can open it up like this.
And for the people who don't know what it does, will you tell them? It takes you. It takes
you to another place. Takes you to another land. So you do it like this. Ooh, it's on.
And it's like you're 3D. It's like everything around.
Yeah, it's like you in a whole nother world. It's virtual reality.
It's virtual reality. VR. Yeah.
Yeah. So like right now, there's like a bomb ass living room in here. There's a way I could record this and then I could probably stream it next to my IG page. But yeah, it's pretty dope.
Now
it's pretty awesome.
I love it, and it looked good on you with that hat. You should take a picture of that shit with that hat. That's another commercial right there. Bam! I love it. Now, do you have
commercial hilarious?
You have sound with it?
Yeah, the sound comes out out of here.
Okay.
And it's loud. It can get really loud too. It's pretty dope.
And you don't need to connect to nothing else. That bad.
The Wi-Fi. You connect to the Wi-Fi, and then you got your two controllers right here that vibrate and stuff.
What do you do? What do you do with those?
You be the best samurai ever. The remotes.
Oh, so you can move stuff. Oh no, shit!
Yeah,
there's
one app where I forget what that one's called. I did it like 2 times where you can like pick up stuff and work hot air balloons and like all kind of cool stuff. But I like Supernatural. That's my favorite.
Okay, all right. I'm looking at that because I know we had a lot of fun when I showed Kelly. Kelly watched it. I mean, people would come over and I would say, "Check this out." And they would say, "I ain't never seen that." Like, "Oh, I'm scared. Take it off," So that was
good.
But
see, this I got the actual goggles in it. The eye, see.
Yeah, that's nice. That is because I had a really cheaper model. Man, you'd have to go to Oculus. You'd have to go to it on your phone, and then you attach the phone onto the front of it, and then the program opened, and you would do it like that. Yeah.
When did you get yours? In 2010?
Yeah, it was about 5-6 years ago. It wasn't ready. I need to go in here and open this up for questions because I thought a couple of people asked questions. There's fucking 99 questions, so we're not gonna try to ask no 99. But let me see what people are asking.
I know you turn the comments off so they can't just randomly ask. You gotta get them questions.
Oh, they could ask, but they be on your face. I don't want them words on your face now. Okay, what place did you find the most success?
What place did I find the most success?
Los
Angeles.
Los Angeles. What?
I mean, what do they mean by that? Success in like what realm of genre of work that I do?
I don't know. They follow up by saying, does she feel like New York City is a good place for actors and comedians? So she must have
For
meant the city.
comedians, yes. Yeah, I feel like New York is a great place for comedians. I mean, I guess it's pretty good for actors to get on Broadway and all that if it opens back up, which I think it will. So, yeah. I mean, and they make movies out there and all that. I think it's wherever you make it, wherever you decide you want to be. And I mean, at the end of the day, if you're good at what you do, they'll fly you anywhere.
That's
Because
true.
I live in LA, but for the past before last year, 2 years before that, I was in New York every 6 months. So.
So Rosa May says in your book, you mentioned that the social worker gave you an ultimatum one summer, either go to comedy camp or therapy, and you decided to go to camp. Based on your experience, can comedy serve the same purpose as therapy?
I think so. It can to a certain extent. To the extent of you can share you get to speak about your trauma. And if you can do it in a funny way, great. If you don't do it in a funny way, now you just talking about your shit and everybody like. So I did end up in therapy though. So if you read the book, you know that. So I think they both go hand in hand. I still go to therapy, you know.
Oh, great. And how's that working out for you? Does it really balances you?
Yeah, it helps a lot. I mean, I've been through a lot, and then you go through a lot in this business, so you need somebody to talk to.
Someone asks, how crucial are your relationships with Godfrey and Dean Edwards?
How crucial are they?
Yeah, I don't
No
understand.
no relationship is crucial unless you're married, and I ain't that. But those are my brothers. I consider them my brothers. I go to them for advice. We share funny stories together. We eat together. When we're around each other, it's a good time. Those are my brothers.
Well, I read
your house phone ringing.
Yeah, she running to get it. I read that you had a dream. Your dream love scene is with Michael B. Jordan. Does Common know?
Well, that was an old ass article, bro.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but Common knows.
Wow. And I won't hold you much longer. I really appreciate all the time you took out. This is cool shit. Wow. So many people had questions.
3 more questions, and then I gotta go.
Somebody said his name is Eggman, and he says you picked on him and his man titties at the improv.
Probably did. I probably did because I was jealous that his titties was bigger than mine. So I probably did. I apologize if that hurt your feelings, but let's be honest, I was jealous.
So someone asked, how did you do the last scene in Bad Trip when you held Eric on the edge of the building?
Oh, how do we do that?
Yeah.
I was holding him by his jacket, and there was a lot of stunts and coordinators going on, and a lot of harness and ropes, and yeah, they painted a lot of this. It's funny because I had to stay in a certain position so the people down below couldn't see those ropes. Right? If I would have changed positions, he would have slid down, and the ropes would have been visible.
Well, I watched that very closely, and I swear to God, I was looking for the rope. I was looking for what is it that you're doing, because his whole weight was on the other side of that building. I was like, what the hell is she using to keep him in place with that? I thought that myself.
It was my arm, but there was harness underneath me and on him too. So yeah.
Okay,
very clever coordinating.
So okay, that leaves me with just one last question. Since you said 3, out of these I have here, I want to go with, how are you balancing the fame and being so grounded? Or did you just
tell me? Shit, you on the outside looking in. Shoot, am I doing it? How am I doing? Am I doing okay?
You're doing a good balancing act, because I would have never said that you had anything but joy going on with you. I mean, every time I talk to you, it's positive, and every time I talk to you, you're encouraging people. Every time. No, really, every time you're lifting people and you're trying to help people. And to me, that's a sign of good health.
Thank you. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is one thing you would like to leave people with about you? Maybe something that people don't know that you would want them to know about you. Or maybe you don't want to know shit. Fuck them.
I mean, I feel like everybody know everything.
Really?
It's not like I keep any secrets. That's why some people don't hang out with me, because I don't keep secrets. Don't tell me nothing. You don't want everybody. Don't do shit to me. You don't want everybody to know.
Well, I'm putting you on my vision board. I need to be in a scene with you and something myself, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I've seen you and known you forever. Oh, I like that. You know, that's another thing. I love all the different things you've done with hair. I mean, that you did the bald, that you did the short blonde, you be having fun with your hair, girl.
I be trying.
Well,
I did something real fun underneath this wig, but I don't think I should show nobody, because I don't know if it's any good. So.
Tell me what you have coming up, because didn't you mention to me you have a movie coming with Billy?
No, let me tell you like this. So on May 5th, Kids Say the Darndest Things is going to premiere. It's coming back on CBS, which is kind of unheard of. You know, it's not common that a show will leave one network and go to a whole new network, get canceled on one network, and then end up on a new network the next year. That's not very common. So
that's right.
She did that. And then on May 7th, my movie with Billy Crystal's coming out. It's called Here Today. I think the trailer's coming out tomorrow. I think it's coming out tomorrow, Friday.
Nice. Can people write you? Is there a place where people can write?
They want to write me?
IG you? Yeah. People want to know, how could they reach out and ask you questions and stuff? You probably don't answer your own stuff at this point, do you?
Yes, I do. I got a huge bag full of letters, and it takes me to, sometimes I do more, but on average, 10 letters I write back a week, hand write back.
Really?
It's a lot. Yeah, you want to see? Hold up.
Yeah, and where would people write a letter? I didn't know people even wrote letters.
People write letters, nigga.
Man, told people, hey, y'all, while she's getting that, let me remind y'all, I do a morning show here 5 days a week. Actually, we're on YouTube, and it's called the Michael Colyar Morning Show. We had the 177 shows so far with comedian actors, and halfway through every show, we pray, because I want to create a place where people can come and laugh and pray every day. Don't let stuff get you down, man. Keep your attitude up. Stay positive. That's the bag.
Yeah, this is my stationery that I use. This is the stationery I use to write back some people. But yeah, this whole thing.
What? And you actually read all of that stuff yourself?
Yeah.
Dang, you must have more free time on your hands than I thought.
No, I only do 10 a week.
Oh, you 10 a week? Okay. That's a big ass bag. I just don't know how they know where to mail it to. You know?
Because when I was on Ellen, I told everybody my P.O. boxes. Look at this.
Oh, wow.
It's a lot.
Love you on Ellen. You're a lot. And I thank you for being all that you are.
So if anybody out there who's waiting for me to handwrite them a letter back, be patient. Because it's a lot.
Yes.
And I'm not a professional letter writer. That's not what I do. But I do write back. It do be chicken scratchy, do be sloppy. Because I'm a genius. I write like a doctor. So.
I'm trying to figure out, you're Eritrean and African American. You didn't learn how to read till high school, but you speak Japanese. How the fuck did that happen?
I went to Japan to do comedy for the troops, and I fell in love with their soap operas. And so I can't read Japanese. I can't read that for shit. But I fell in love with their soap operas and stuff, and I wanted to be on one. That's one of my goals in life, is to be in a Japanese soap opera. So I went to the library. I got Penzler's Japanese 101, and I played that in the car when I sit in traffic. And I learned Japanese. Hai, nihongo ga skoshi wakarimasu ka? Shit.
And it sounds like you know what you said. Something about, nigga, if you don't get off that couch eating that biscuit.
No.
No, that wasn't it. That's not what it said. Thank you so much for doing this interview. You're awesome.
Thank you.
Ring the bell for you. You're awesome. You know,
thanks.
I appreciate you. Thank you for saying yes. Thank you for coming. Thank you for being joyful and for sharing with us. I
And
really
thank you for
appreciate
inviting me, and I'm proud of you. What you got coming up next?
Just shoot, nothing, child. No, I do
You
this
got some
for.
shows?
Yeah, I'm doing shows. I'm doing Chicago with Damon this week. I just did 6 shows in Arlington. Kelly, do you want to say hi? Hurry up, baby. Do it quickly though. Here she is. Kelly said, there she is.
Hey,
Oh,
Kelly.
sweet potato.
Hi, beautiful. Long time no see. This way.
I know.
Mhm.
I love. Oh, Bad Trip is crazy.
That trip is crazy.
He woke me up in the middle of the night laughing.
I was laughing so hard. She's like, what is going on down there? It was so fucking, it's stupid funny. That reminds me of that story you told about you kept wanting to beat people up because they kept calling you stupid. And then the guy said, I meant you're stupid funny. And you said, okay, I'm not going to beat you up.
I was like, all these years. All these years, people. Oh, damn.
And it didn't dawn me. Well, I do the morning show 5 days a week. That's my main thing on YouTube, and it's really good. We do an hour and a half every morning. Comedians, musicians, Black people telling you how to be healthy, how to be positive, and we do a little prayer in each one. I do that, and I'm trying to figure out how to get my shit produced on Venice. I'm going back out and doing Venice Beach as a 1 hour special. The King of Venice Beach. That shit gonna be off the chain. So we planned that, and we planning it. So we doing our shit. We just living and loving. I go out and do my shit, man.
So are you doing any stand up around the city, around LA?
No, I mean I went with Big Boy. Big Boy did a thing at the Laugh Factory that he was doing with all these screens. So people were virtually watching us. So he could interact with people. We did that, but there's not a lot of comedy in LA. I see the Improv is doing something outside in the parking lot, but comedy's still not even open yet. So mostly I go out to the road each weekend, scared to death, COVID's everywhere. And I don't really fuck with that COVID. That COVID shit, girl. I went and I made me a motherfucking mask out of a pair of drawers. That's how I made my mask. Because first of all, they're breathable and it's good for social distancing. Like, don't nobody want to be near you when you got your drawers on your face. So basically,
that sound like my ex. He used to love to put my drawers on his face. I got a show coming up on the 17th. The Van and the Jam show. I think it's the Van Jam show. I think it's called. Then I'm doing the Whitney Theater, or Whitney Avenue, Whitney something. Tomorrow night, I think Thursday night, doing that
in LA.
And then on the 23rd, I'm doing a show in Huntington Beach, on the beach, outside.
Oh, that's going to be great. That's going to be great.
Yeah.
And that's what we do.
Getting back up on the stage, darling. I'm going to take a chance.
And
I'm going to get my fix. Comedy is my crack cocaine.
Oh, yeah. Ain't nothing like it. Fire it on up.
Yeah. Light up the mic, because here I come. Warm it up for me.
Right. That's right. Well, I love you, and I appreciate you, and I thank you. I am so grateful. Hey, continue to keep bringing that excellence, and I love you, and I'll see you out there. Boom, boom, boom.
All right.
I appreciate you. Miss Tiffany Haddish, y'all. Woo, woo, woo. She's right here on Mike Colyar Superstar Interviews. Man, oh, man.
Love you, Mike. Thank you.
I love you.
All right, bye.
Thanks. That was fantastic. Y'all saw that she was here for real. That wasn't no makeup. That was the real deal, Holyfield, y'all.